different function. First of all, you all know anatomy, study of the structure and shape of the body and its parts from the anatomy, right? From the terminology and other things. So anatomy is the study and structure and shape. So which is from the how it forms the body, how it looks the body, how it shapes the body, how it forms the body, like the skeleton system, different systems. How the structure of the body is formed is anatomy. And physiology is the how it function, different parts of the body function, work or function. That is the physiology. Everybody knows that. So now anatomy. Now we have the divided into two sections. One is the gross anatomy, which is called the large structure, which is easily observable. Like you can see a bone, you can see your body, you can see your nose, you can see your face, you can see your hand, you can see your legs, you can see your um, from without any help. If you dissect out, you can see the digestive system, you can see the you know respiratory system, you can see the circulatory system, but there are microanatomy. These are called the gross anatomy. Gross anatomy, large structure, which can be easily observable. So if the questions come, gross anatomy, large structure, it can be seen by the naked eye or easily observable, is called the gross anatomy. It can come as a naked eye or easily observable, is a gross anatomy. Like, you can open your mouth, you can see the oral cavity. If you open the body, you can see the different. When you dissect out by in your eyes, what you can see, observe in your eyes, that is the gross anatomy. If you open the diet, what is the digestive system, what the liver, what the duodenum, what is the large intestine. So you can see that these are the gross anatomy. But we have the microanatomy also. Anatomy, microscopic anatomy. It's called the microanatomy or microscope anatomy, which cannot be seen by your eye without any aid or is not easily visible. You need some instrument to view it. That is called the micro, which cannot be seen by the naked eye. Microscopic anatomy structure cannot be seen with the naked eye. That is the microanatomy or microscopic anatomy. The structure which can only be viewed with the microscope. Tell me what we have to see, which anatomy you have to see in the under the microscope. Any idea for any guess for it from anyone?
Cells.
Yes,
Cells.
yes, cells. What is the cell structure? Cell is cell function, but cell itself has a structure, right? There are different types of cells. So we have to know the structure of the cells and the parts of each cells, how it function is legs. That's the physiology. Okay. So say for example, you see the stomach from your naked eye, but when you section, you can section the area. And then when you are going to see it under the microscope, see how complicated it is, how it composed of. Each area is composed of different type of tissues, different type of cells. So this is, you can see the cells on the tissues on the microscope. Even the tissues, section of the tissues, you have to see them under microscope. This is the tissue of the stomach. You can see how it cells, what are the different pits, what are the different cells in there. And then you can see, go for the each cell, and then you can see how their structure is. Sometimes you need more higher magnification, we call the electron microscopy, which cannot be seen by the general microscope. Like when you are going to see the intercellular structure, sometimes you need the more structure, you need the electron microscopy. So what type of, see, only the stomach, only this part of the stomach, see its structure, how many things are made up of. You need the surface epithelium, then you have the mucus cells which secretes the mucus, you have the parietal cells, you have the gastric glands. These are also made up of cells. There are chief cells, there are different types of cells, lots of cells. We are going to know the function one by one. It's not easy to remember everything. Again, lot of remembrance. And then if you go further, further, here you are seeing is making of parietal cells. So now if you go to the parietal cells, only see the parietal cells. What the parietal cells do is going to tell you these are the cells, these are the parietal cells, and these are the chip cells. These are the main cells, chip cells. What they do? We have some granules which secrete some kind of chemical. It's called the pepsinogen. When it interacts or converts ultimately with the, and this cell, the parietal cell, secretes the hydrochloric acid. How it functions, that is, they are showing you. These cells, they work as a team. They work together. So this cell is going to give the pepsinogen, and these cells will release the hydrochloric acid, and which can form the ultimate product, pepsin. This is all related to protein digestion. There are endocrine cells. These are the cells which secrete the hormone. Okay. So next we are going to know, this is very important. I am telling you this slide because this is going to come in the question, either in the upward direction or in the direct downward direction. When the questions come, write it down, make it, mark it. Structure and function. What is the gross anatomy? What is the microanatomy? What is the anatomy means? What is the physiology means? This slide, we are going to see from which point we are starting to make an human being or an organism, or for an organism, if we break down where we ends up. Okay? Our first level is the chemical level. It is called the atoms, individual, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, phosphorus, all the elements. These are called the elements. These are called the atoms, individual. These atoms combine each other to form the molecules. Then hydrogen comes with, two hydrogen atoms come with water. It forms a, oh sorry, two hydrogen atom comes with the oxygen, it forms the water. There we are going to learn how it forms, what are the different bondings they have. Basically we doesn't need it for our ultimate job, but for your study you have to do that, learn it, pass in the exam. So first our level is the chemical level. In the chemical levels, how many components we have? Atoms and molecules, because these are in the form of the chemical. So under the chemical level, you have two forms, atoms, and their atoms combine molecules. So the questions come, molecules combine to form molecules. True or false? Atoms combines to form molecules. True or false? Yes or, oh sorry.
True.
Yeah.
True.
True.
Yeah. Molecules combines to form atom. True or false?
False.
False.
Okay, so
False.
get clear idea in your head, okay, and make it down. So the questions may come like this. So atoms is individual element which combines each other to form the molecules. Now, these molecules again combine each other to cell. It's called the cellular level. Cells are made up of molecules. Question, say there are molecules, true or false? True. Cellular level, cells are made up of atoms. True or false?
Cellular level is made of atoms.
False.
Is false. It's made of molecules, right?
Oh yeah. So I am giving you questions every step so that you got the confusion come clear. Okay. So cellular level means only the molecules can combine each other to form the cells or cellular level. Okay. Atoms combines to form molecules. These two are in the chemical level. So they will ask you, I am just giving you the example, they will scramble the things and they will ask you to write the steps. from it sets from the bottom to the high level, then chemical level, cellular level, it will go like that. So after cellular level, there are different type of cells now. You saw that parietal cells, chief cells, cardiac cells, muscle cells, different cells. What the cells do? These cells, this is the example of a cell, is these molecules made up of one kind of cell called the muscle cell, cardiac cells, skin cells. There are different types of cells formed by the different combinations of the molecule. And then when the cells which are made up of molecules, when specific type of cell comes together and they form a tissue that is called the tissue level. So say for muscle cells, now see all these muscle cells came together and they form the muscle tissue. This is called the tissue level, which is consists of similar types of cells. Again, here is a question. Tissue level. Tissue made up of similar type of cells, true or false, or tissues are made up of different types of cells, true or false. Note it down. So tissue is made up of similar type of cells. When the similar type of cells is there in the tissue levels, then organ level, say they are forming a total blood vessel now. So this is the muscle cells, blood vessel. If they are going from the heart, so different types of tissues, when form to an organ for a specific function, like the heart, like the vessels, blood vessels, like the lungs, like the stomach. These are the organ now. Your cardiac stomach, your pyloric stomach, your tongue, your mouth, your bone, your everything, all the organs, kidney. So all the different types of organ is made up of different types of tissue. So now we have the different organs. We have heart, we have brain, we have bone, we have skeleton, you have vessels, you have lungs, you have the kidney. Everything is there. Now, what is the next step? Like the block builders. When the kids build the blocks, two blocks, they are making atom. From the atom, they are taking individual blocks, they are making the molecule. From the molecule, they are making different one color difference. Here they are making the cells. Then from cells, different types of cells, they are making, combining to make a tissue. The different tissue they are making to form an organ. And ultimately, when the different organs are together, they can make a, whatever car or this or that, whatever they dream for. Same thing. Organ level is made up of different tissues. And when we have the different organs, when it come all together, it's called the organ system level. Organ system is consist of different organs that work together closely. So different organs, heart, every organ is working together, especially brain and heart. They are the control for everything. You need the brain and heart, which needs to control all the systems. So all the organ system works together to form a human being, or for any organism. I should not for the human being, all the animals, plants, everything. So organ system. So how it works, and from this organ, when ultimately goes, it for the organism, what I already told you. So how it works? Number one, chemical level. Chemical level has two steps: atoms and molecules. Molecules combine together to form the cellular level. Different cells, sorry, cellular level, similar type of cells from the tissue level. Here is the clue, okay? Similar types of cells from the tissue level. Now, different types of tissues from the organ, different organ system. work together. That is called the organ system level. Our organism level is human beings made of many organ system. That is the organism level. So thou how is coming? Chemical level, cellular level, tissue level, organ system level, organism level. If you go back, they can ask you organism level, organ level, then you have the tissue level, sorry, organ system level, then organ level, tissue level, then you have the cellular level, back to chemical level or atoms. I saw the questions, it can ask you up to down. Don't get confused, read the question. Sometimes they may omit this part. They can say from here or gut system level, any step time they can miss. They can only give you 4 options. They give you the scumbalate. Okay, so write the choose the right answer. Tissue level, chemical level, organ level, cellular level. Then you have to organize it. Give the right answer. They will give one chemical, cellular, tissue, and organ level, but you have to choose the right answer. So you have to know the flow, you have to know the orientation, you have to know the sequences. Complete, everyone? Understand? Clear? Any questions? This is very important. So go ahead. Dugiato, I told you several times, it's very important to be on the camera. And I told you that if you are not in the camera, I have to make you absent there. You said, yes, I accept it. And Chris Marnell is already here. Chris,
Yes, I'm here.
you are a little bit late, right? Because I
Yeah.
called you. Okay?
Yes.
So what you will do, whenever you come, even you 5 minutes late, it's okay. You are on the camera always. Send me a message, okay, so that I can see you are here. Otherwise, what is going to happen when I do the attendance call? If I don't hear your voice, what I think you may absent, okay? So whenever you come, just send me a message so that I know you are here, okay? Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Okay,
Okay.
this is for anyone. If by chance you are now by 9:15, I do the attendance. 15 minutes I gave the grace period. But till if you are late, so if you come, just give me and send me a message so that I know you are here. If you are half an hour late, it's okay. I can adjust that half an hour late. But if it is 1 hour late, I have to document it. You are here, but 1 hour late. Half an hour, 1 hour, generally, I don't mark you absent, but I need you to be on the class because that has been monitored. I don't know. Yeah, okay. So, but you are totally absent. Please send me. Sometimes I'm telling you what happened. When I start the class, I cannot see the email immediately. I can see it later. So here you can send me a chat or something. You can send me where from where during the class that I am absent or I am going to be late even half an hour or 1 hour. So I know if an hour I can handle the situation. You understand? When the administration asks me, I can handle the situation. Okay? So I don't know. Rugiato is not on camera. I will teach or I will monitor this. Tell me.
Ma'am, ma'am,
Mm-hmm.
I'm on camera.
Who is that?
Ujetu.
What happened?
No, I said I'm on camera. I turned it off because
No, your
with my
camera,
child, you see.
your camera is not on there. Your
I
camera
said I
is.
turned it on because my child is sick. She's having a breathing issue, so she's at home. So that's why I just turned the camera off.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can just turn the camera on, and you can, yeah, the mic is off, so it's okay. At least you know, if the admin suddenly saw, they will saw you are on the camera. You understand?
Okay.
Okay, so that's the you know, admin, we are getting pressure from the up admin also. That's the another thing. You turn on the camera. I told you where you are, you how your who's my house looks like mess. Where you are, what type of dress, what, I don't care. Because I am not seeing you every time when I'm just going to teach you or do the attendance. I see you and I see you, everybody's present. That's all. Just turn on your camera, okay? Thank you. Except the honey, now everybody is going to be okay. Okay, so thank you very much. Yeah, just turn on the camera. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Thank you. What happened to your kid? Tiago? What happened to your kid? What happened? Hello? Hello?
Me? You talking to me?
Yeah, what happened to your kid? What happened to your kid?
Oh, she's having a breathing issue, but we don't know what's the problem yet. It's not asthma, so they're trying to dictate what is it.
Did you take to the doctor?
Yeah, in 2 days we are emergency. We came back from yesterday.
I understand. I understand. Okay. Okay. So just try to listen what we are teaching, because this is a very important, but just leave the camera on. Nobody is going to see you. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, no
Okay.
problem.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So you are going to move forward. This we already discussed chemical levels, and the under the chemical levels we have the atoms and molecules. Okay. Next, it's telling again cellular level, cells are made up of molecules. Third, we already learned, third is tissue level, tissues consist of similar type of cells. Again, this is very important to make up. But the when is the organ level, let me little bit zoom. Is it 100%? No, 75%. Okay. So when different types of tissues make an organ, which is called the organ level, and then finally different types of organs works together to form the organ level, and finally the organism level. Here your structure, your body. Okay, so this is called the organism level. Next, what type of organs in general we have from outside to inside? Integumentary system. Integument means outside covering. External body covering is the integumentary system. So, which forms the external body covering, that is mainly our skin and some areas which is like the inside the nose, that is also external body covering, because inside the nostrils until inside it is covered with the coverings. What it does, it protects deeper tissue from injury, skin mainly. So first defense organ in our body is skin. It protects the deeper tissue from injury, helps regulate body temperature and location of cutaneous nerve receptors. That means from the brain, we are going to, when we are going to learn how the nerves are coming here on the skins. Otherwise, how you are going to feel? Is it warm? Is cold? Is it cold? Is it burning? Is tingling? So you have the nerve receptors there. So this is integumentary system. Each organ system, this is the overview. They are going to go in very details of that. So, but these are the main function of the integumentary system, and this is going to come, which is the external body commodity. They are going to mention four or three. functions of integumentary system. External body covering protects deeper tissue from injury, regulate body temperature, and it has the cutaneous nerve receptors. Or they can give you one option, external body covering, deeper tissue injury. They can give you the different organ system like integumentary system, cardiac system, something which is going to be the best fit for you. Integumentary system. So this is the skin. That is the integumentary system. This forms the external body covering, protects the body from injury, and this with the reaction. The skin is the main organ, outside organ, which in response to sunlight, it forms the vitamin D, and also location of cutaneous, what I call pain, pressure, etc. receptor for, and it has the sweat gland and sebaceous gland. That's the oil gland, and the where we got the what is called sweat. Okay. Now skeletal system. Everybody knows what is the skeletal system means. It is
Supports and
skeleton, mainly the bones and associated structure. We passed the Halloween. So everybody know the skeleton. So it's from the skull to the feet. There are different types of bone. How many bones we have?
206.
Very good, very good, very good. So skeletal system, it protects and support the body organs. If you see when I have arthritis, if I have break my leg or hand or something, we cannot function. If you have the leg injury, you cannot work. If you have the hand injury, broke the veins, we cannot work in the hand. So it gives the mainly structure, the support structure of the body. So it protects and support the body organs. You have the rib cages, you have the spine, you have the hands. The rib cages protects your heart, lung every time. Your spine give you the back support so that all organs can place in together. You have the hip. If you give the structure for the lower, if you have the legs, big bones, it helps you to support your to stand. The hands help you to cook. You have to do the washing. You have to do all the things. Your job, everything. Your computer typing, everything we are doing by the so these are all support body structures, and these structures, these bones and the bone supporting bone structures, what they are attached with the different muscles. So they have some places where they allow to do the muscle attachment. Without the muscle attachment, you cannot move. When you do the skeleton in the Halloween, can they move? In a skeleton, they cannot move, right? It's a structure. It is a support structure like the backbone of a house. They are made of the bricks, woods, and everything. But when they give all the things, they install all the electricity, these, that, everything, then we can live in that house. Same thing. It provides the muscle attachment. The muscles, along with the bone, helps to move specific movement or free movement. And another important system, this is the bones are the main site, the bone marrow, that is the blood cell formation. If there is any bone marrow problem, you are going to have the blood cell formation, different types. There are different types of cells are formed by the different types of mechanisms, but it is the all type of blood cells are formed inside the bone marrow. Then they release in the blood vessel, in the blood system or the circulatory system. Okay, and it stores the minerals. What is the? We have the calcium, vitamin D, all the type of phosphorus. They are deposit the stored minerals to make it strong and stay healthy. When we lose something, then we are starting degeneration of bone. So this is the we call the skeletal system. The skeleton is laughing at you. Say hi, welcome to our world. We are going to learn now everything. So these are the cartilage. This is also the part of the bone system, the ribs, all the skill. You are going to learn all parts and their function, their muscle attachment slowly. we are going to go to the each organ system. Muscular system. It helps to maintain the movement. When you are moving, if there is you hurt your muscle, then you are in pain. You cannot difficult in the movement. So produce movement, maintains posture along with the skeletal system, and muscle produce heat. How your body is warm, you are keeping the temperature, body temperature 37 degrees centigrade. So it produces heat. This is the skeletal system and this is the muscle system. See, this is the skeleton. It is attached with the all muscles. Then it gives you the movement, your actual structure, function, everything movement. So allow the manipulation of the environment, locomotion environments, it produces the heat. So when you are going to the outside, minus 20 degrees centigrade, how your body is still 37 degrees centigrade? If you doesn't have that regulation, if somebody doesn't produce the heat, you are going to be exposed to the minus 20 and you are going to be cold like that. So it produces heat, locomotion, facial expression, how you are doing the facial expression, you are moving the hand, gesture, everything, how you are moving the eyes, whether you are going to laugh, you are going to cry, you are going to be sad, you like to show you are annoyed, you doesn't like anyone. So how all the facial expressions is with the muscular help of the muscular system. Nervous system, it is the control system. That is the mainly from the brain. So nervous system includes the brain and the nerves. This is the first acting control system, immediate to the action, right? Like the stomach is not the first acting. You eat, then it digests. It takes time to digest the food with their own mechanism. But nervous system, if you cut, immediately feel it. If somebody bites you, immediately feel it. If you got burned during cooking, you got immediate response. That is called the first acting, immediate response. This is the first acting control system. And when it receives that you got a card, they may or B's, then response internal and external change to send you the message, okay, you have a cut. It immediately, before you cut, immediately send a signal, something happened, and then the brain will tell you what is you actually have the cut. Then you feel it. If the brain doesn't tell you what is that, what is the what you have some problem, you cannot feel it. If the brain doesn't function, when the brain cannot respond or send the stimuli like that, you can see some people cannot understand whether there is a bite or something. They have no feelings. They doesn't have the sensitivity. So this is first acting control system. It responds to internal and external change. I just gave you the example of the external change. Also internal. If heart is doing tachycardia, if there is some hormone changes and the anxiety related hormone heart is getting, brain is getting this signal, the heart is getting tachycardia, or heart is beating faster, or the respiration is slow or high, then brain is going to send the information with the system chain to give the different other organ system which can produce the other hormone and tell, okay, you secrete the hormone to control this tachycardia or increase this low respiration. So these are all interrelated teamwork. Again, networking. What is the now is a networking? Our body's network, nobody can beat that one. And this activates muscles and glands. Okay. So you see the, this is just the gist. Brain, there are different receptors, spinal cord all around the body, nerves are getting, and this is the male spinal cord, and from here, so the nerves are everything is every point, the branch or branch of branch of branches, million branches are there in the whole body to receive stimuli and to send the response to the stimuli or answer to the stimuli. That is the nervous system. Endocrine system. What is the endocrine? Which produce hormone. It secretes regulatory hormones. What type of the main hormones? Growth hormone, reproduction, metabolism. Now, endocrine organs are only that you are going to learn later is a ductless gland. They doesn't have any duct to send their hormones or the chemicals which they secrete this gland with a duct to some other organs. These organs, when produce some chemicals or the hormones, they immediately send it to the blood. So that's why endocrine glands are called the ductless gland. We have different types of endocrine glands. Some are in the head, near the nose, thyroid, thymus gland, adrenal glands here. Then you have the pancreas, then you have the testes, ovary, and these are the endocrine system, which controls all the helps to control the body function. If there is overproduction and less production of thyroid, you have problem. If you have less or high production of pancreas actually produce the digestive cocktail hormone, so which helps for the digestion along with the other chemicals in the stomach. They are different cells. Testes produce the male hormone, ovary produce the female hormone, thymus glands for the pineal gland is the master gland. The pituitary gland is pituitary gland, the master gland. Pineal gland is responsible for our different sleep cycle. Now the cardiovascular system. What is the main cardiovascular system? What's the terminology here? Nipesh, cardiovascular.
The heart and the blood vessels.
Yeah. So how many? What is the? Or can you just dissect out?
D, heart, O, combining vowel. So that's a combining form, cardiovascular, related to the vessels.
Mm-hmm.
So two root words.
Very good. That's the answer I want. That's
Okay.
the answer I want. There are two root words. Two root words. Not the prefix, suffix, two root words. Very good. That's the answer I wanted. Good. Very good. So cardiovascular system, as she told, there are two. Cardio is heart and vascular means vessels. Vessels can be arterial vessels, all are the veins. So what is the main function? Transport materials in the body via blood pumped by the heart. Heart pumps, then it transports all the materials. Whatever eating, secreting, excreting, everything ultimately is going to be is the drainage system in the body. Circulatory system is circulate everything in the body, put the good things in proper place, take out the bad things, and send it to the specific organ. So what it transport? It transport oxygen, main function for our respiration. If it doesn't respire, we are not, we cannot respire, we are we dead. So it brings the oxygen from the outside through the lungs. It take the oxygen in the blood and supply to the whole body. And when the oxygen is used up, they produce the our exhale things, the carbon dioxide. Again, it carries that carbon dioxide and bring in the lungs, back in the lungs to purify it. So get rid of the carbon dioxide from your body through the exhale, and then you are inhaling oxygen and sending that one. Different nutrients is coming after your digestion, which is the form of glucose or lipid or anything, whatever you are eating, whether you are lettuce, you are eating chicken, you are eating beef, you are margarine, you are eating ice cream, anything, food, rice, fruits, anything, ultimately in the stomach, They are going to be digested and ultimately they are going to form the micronutrients, which is going to be transported to the blood, sent to the blood. And that blood is going to carry that nutrients and send it to the different cells for their function, for their life, for their energy. And that energy is going to be produced and the cell functions and then the whole body functions. Because if the cell functions, tissue functions, if the tissue functions, organ level system function, organ level system function, then the organism functions. And also after the use of nutrients, the waste are produced. Also, they are also carrying this waste in their body and then putting in the kidney, our main excretory organ. Then the kidney is functioning to excrete all the waste products and then the whatever is needed is getting back into the body. So each organ has their specific function, but they are dependent upon the brain, endocrine system, and also the circulatory system. So you can see red is these are both blood vessels. Bright red we call the arterial system and blue one we call the venous system, because generally this blue one we call, and this is the heart. So because the venous arterial blood is little bit brighter red color, whereas the venous blood is little bit dark red color, because this is the oxygen, so it gives you the more brightness and it has the carbon dioxide. This is so blood vessels transport blood, carries oxygen, carbon dioxide, nutrients, etc. And this is the heart pumps the blood to get throughout the body and again circulate, bringing back in the heart. When we are going to learn the circulatory system, we are going to see how it flows. Lymphatic system. What is the lymphatic system? When the blood circulates throughout the body, when they exchange the materials between the cells and the blood vessels, there is some pores, right? Some fluid leaks. It has to, some fluid leaks in the body, but we cannot put those fluids. Body cannot put that fluids in the body. It has to get rid of that fluids. Here the lymphatic system comes. So it picks up those fluid which is leaked during the transport between the blood vessels and the cells, and then they collects the liquid and returns to the blood vessels. This is the lymphatic system, which helps to cleanse the blood also. And this lymphatic system also, some of the is at the lymph nodes. You know, lymph nodes, they involve in the immunity. What is the immunity? Your body defense. If the lymphatic system doesn't work, what is going to happen? Can anyone tell me? Can anyone guess?
You get sick.
Hmm? What? Sick, obviously. That's very intelligent answer. Yes, they will be sick. But what are the symptoms you can feel?
I'm feeling tired and lethargic.
Weakness.
That can be from any different types of health problems. If you are anemia, you can have that one. If the fluid retains in your body, what is going to happen?
Edema.
Edema, swelling. You can see the swelling, edema. So if the fluid, when the lymphatic system doesn't work, then what happened? For some things, you are going to feel the swellings. That's a good answer. So you have the lymphatic system, which also run parallel to your vascular system. So these are they are collect the fluid and then they dumped into the again blood vessels. So and there are a couple of lymph nodes in different places which helps in your body defense. So picks up fluid leaked from the blood vessels and returns to the blood. Dispose of the debris in the lymphatic stream, houses white blood cells. They have some white blood cells, except only the white blood cell, all the blood cells are inside the blood vessel. But some white blood cells comes out because the some white blood cells are responsible in the immunity. So some white blood cells come out, slicks out from the your blood vessels and stay in the works in the lymph nodes that you are going to learn later is called the diapedesis, which is the leaking of the WBCs, white blood cells, and when it comes into the lymphatic system to help in the immunity, which is that's the T cells and B cells. Respiratory system, what is the function? Supplied with oxygen, remove carbon dioxide.
Coming out here, putting yourself out here. And so my message to everybody, take it from me. I can only talk about my personal.
Okay, we can go in now. Okay. Okay. So are the different systems? We start from the nasal cavity. We respire. It goes finally from the pharynx is the common place where we have the digestive system part and part is the respiratory system. Pharynx is the only organ which functions both, which has double function, which helps in the diet when you swallow the food to direct the food in the stomach, and also when you respire, either send the air or oxygen directly to the lungs. Okay, so then pharynx, after that is a larynx. The when you respire, when you take the air, that air goes through the after pharynx, it goes to the larynx, and larynx is our voice box. When it goes, the air vibrates. There is a larynx, a very critical structure. It's like the, it's better, far better than your harmonica, your keyboards and everything, all the strings. How it produces, how you sing, how you talk, how you do that expression, everything. Larynx is the voice box. And then after the larynx, the air goes to the trachea, from the trachea bronchus. You have learned the terminology now. Bronchus, then is going to the bronchi, and then finally go in the two lungs, left lungs and right lungs. Digestive system.
Yes.
Yes. How?
Sorry. I have my hands.
We are feeling hungry now already, right? Seeing the digestive
No.
system.
Miss,
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
I missed the first part of the respiratory because I could not hear you. The respiratory system, the first part, the first notes. Yeah, that one.
What
Yeah,
happened?
I
What
missed that
happened?
one. I missed
So,
that one. Can I just, yeah.
yeah, it keeps blood supplied with the oxygen. The oxygen goes inside through the nostril, and then you are producing the carbon dioxide, it removes it. That's the main function of the respiratory system.
Okay, thanks.
Next, we are coming to the digestive system, right? So digestive system, what it does, it breaks down the food, allows for nutrients absorbance. When you are eating something, what I told several times, I tell for different aspects, you take the food, any kind of food, then food goes from the pharynx, esophagus to the stomach, upper part stomach, lower part stomach, what we are going to learn later, and then the food is getting breakdown fast, and then it started digestion. When it digestion breaks down the food with the chemical and the mechanical both ways, they ultimately become any very small molecular form like lipid, sugar, everything, which ultimately these are called the nutrients, calcium, magnesium, all the phosphorus, all these elements we are getting for the food, breakdown of the food. And these materials, these are called the nutrients. This is then getting absorbed into the blood. Everything has a connection. And then after The main things means the energy sources, all the nutrients has been observed. You have the roughage. Then it's help you to, this called the roughage, we call the indigestible material or indigestible food. That has to be eliminated from the body. How it goes out is comes out the feces from your larger colon and then from the rectum. Okay, so this is the main function of the digestive system. So you have the started with the oral cavity. I told you have the esophagus, then you have the stomach. Then after stomach, this stomach has two parts you are going to learn later. This part, upper part is the cardiac stomach because it's close to the heart. Then you have this called the pyloric stomach, which is the U-shaped or the brain shaped pyloric stomach. And this pyloric stomach is then getting into the small intestine. So this is the upper part. The red one is the large intestine. It stays up. So that's why you have the stomach pain or something superficial. That is mean the problem of the large intestine. When you have pain here down, abdomen and other things and deep in the back, sometimes it's a problem of your small intestine problem. Something is happening there. So from the pyloric stomach is going to the small intestine. From the small intestine, after digestions and other things, it has gone to the blood, nutrients, and then ultimately is passing through the large intestine and ultimately through the is going to the rectum. Rectum is going to hold your feces from here and then you are going to eliminate it to the anus. Same thing, they are going to write it. Urinary system. What is its function? Eliminates nitrogenous waste. Basically, it removes the food waste. Why it says the nitrogenous waste? Because the digestive system also remove the waste. What type of waste is the, what is the indigestible material? Thus, our foodstuffs are eliminated at feces. Waste. Another waste, carbon dioxide gas waste. It has been excreted out from the lungs, right? So carbon dioxide is not going to excrete from the urinary system. That's why it says only it eliminates nitrogenous waste. What are the nitrogenous waste? You have the creatinine, you have the urea. Those are the made up of nitrogen molecule mainly, and those are going to be excreted. So urinary system eliminates nitrogenous waste. What it does, it maintains the acid base balance, whether our body is going to be the acidic or basic. So eliminating different ion concentration like the hydrogen ion or the hydroxyl ion, they maintains the acid base balance and also regulate the water and electrolytes. What are the electrolytes? We have learned sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, manganese, everything is the only. So if you have the too much sodium in the blood, what is going to happen? You are going to rise your blood pressure. Kidney here plays the role to detect, okay, how much is going to be the normal electrolytes for the sodium. Oh, this person has eaten too much salt, right? So it's a normal body, it has everything is fine, so I have excrete out the extra electrolytes, the sodium for example, same thing, potassium, all the, when the kidney function doesn't works properly, then you can see there is a rise of urea, is the creatinine, sometimes imbalance in the electrolytes, sometimes you can see low sodium, sometimes you may see the high sodium, potassium, calcium. So when the urinary, so each organ system is unique in their role and they have very, very specific function, but at the same time they work together as a team. So what are the main? I am telling you whatever the today I am telling you these PowerPoints. Till now I told you these are very important because these questions are going to come in general most of the times. And then we'll go to the each individual organ systems in detail, how the total urinary system, what is the different parts, what is the anatomy, what is the physiology, how it works, that is going to come later. Those are more complicated one, but this slides, the first step, what we are teaching, this is very, each slide is very important. So what are the parts in general? Kidney, and then from the two kidneys, left kidney and right kidney. Which kidney is little bit higher? Anyone can tell?
The right one?
Yeah. Why the left one is little bit lower?
I guess because it's also smaller in size.
No, no, no. Size is same. You have the extension of the liver here. Liver is extended here, so that's why you press down a little bit.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So then you have the two ducts which is coming from the kidney. It's called the ureter. And from the ureter is going to collect in the urinary bladder. What is the medical terminology of the urinary bladder? What
For
is
inflammation in the cystitis?
Yeah, cystitis inflammation. So if what is the root word?
Cysto. Oh.
Cysto. Good. Cyst. And then cystitis is the inflammation of the urinary bladder. Anything, cyst is the urinary bladder. Whenever, that is the main thing, whenever you are learning something, immediately think about the root word. That way you can remember. What is the root word of the kidney?
Renal. Nephro. Oh,
Nephro or both. Nephro
Both.
and renal. Good.
Okay.
Sometimes we call the renal, sometimes we call the nephro. Okay, so renal, reno, and nephro, both. So you can understand, you can remember, you doesn't have to go through again. Whenever you say, okay, nephritis. Okay, so that is the nephro. Then you can something, nephrectomy. What is the meaning of nephrectomy?
Removal.
Removal. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Of the kidney.
Nephrostomy.
Also, stomy is opening, surgical opening of the kidney.
Incision.
Good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Then we have the reproductive system. What is the function? It produces offspring. If it doesn't produce offspring, what is well populated now, overpopulated now, but still we need to produce offsprings, because the offsprings will carry out the further in world. They are our representative. The human being is representative. Maybe it's my daughter, maybe it's your daughter, your son, your family, but ultimately they are the future generation. So that produces the offspring. What? Testis produce sperm. Testis in the male reproductive main organ which produce the sperm and the male hormone testosterone. And ovaries produce eggs and the female hormone, mainly the estrogen and other hormones too. So this is the different function, male and female structure. So we are going to learn later again the different structures. So now, okay, so we are at 37 of slides. Okay, now we are going to go to the functions, different functions. So before that, you want to take a break or do you want to carry on?
Yes, ma'am, break, please.
Okay.
Yes, break.
Okay.
We'll give you some time to have your coffee, ma'am.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay.
You're welcome.
So, okay. So we are going to see 10, 40? No, 20 minutes break or 10 minutes? How we get? We get 10 minutes break or
20.
Okay. I forgot. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Go.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
Oh, hello, ma'am.
Who is that?
It's Evelyn.
Hi, Evelyn.
Hi.
Yes.
So Kara had a message, Kara, and she said that her laptop might go off soon. And
Why?
because, well, her son took the charger to Great Wolf Lodge. And so by mistake, it was by accident. So she will make her notes.
Hello?
Okay.
Oh, Kara is there.
Here? Okay,
Yeah.
I just worked because I've been trying to like get the mic to work and to message, but but it won't go through. But I have like, I think 5% on my battery right now. And I'm going to continue to make my notes, which I have been doing for the slides.
Okay, Kara, you have phone, right? You can go on the phone.
Oh, yes, but it's a little tiny.
I know. At least you can hear, at least you can have an idea. At the same time, you take the note.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm good
Thanks
right
for
now.
letting me know. So I'm not, so in the team also in the, there you can be on the camera also. That's why,
Okay.
yeah, team, that's going to be the second option. Okay. You may not see it properly, but you take the notes and then you have the PowerPoints in your D2L system. So just listen to the notes and then we can work together. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for letting me know. Okay. Okay. Who is off right now? The camera. You will come back when, and right now it's okay for the break time. But who is coming back? We will turn on the camera. Okay. Okay. See you after then at 10:40. Okay. Okay. Bye now for now.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Can we start now? Oh, see, Kara, you looks much better in your cell phone.
Thanks.
Yeah. I gave you a good suggestion, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Kara. So I want everyone to be come back. It's already 10:40. If you get some time, we will take at the break at the end. If you can complete all the things, please. Santiago, Yusra, Alexia, and Joanna, please come on the video and we can start. Because I will start and then after, look, I missed that part. So I have to go back again.
Hi, ma'am. It's Joanna. Do you see me? Just because my camera is not working properly all of a sudden.
Yes, I can. No
Oh,
problem.
okay.
I cannot
I
see you properly.
I
can
can
see
see
heart.
myself.
Yeah. I cannot see you properly. So, but
Okay.
you are on camera. So that I can see. Thank you.
Sorry.
Should we start? Or two people are still waiting to join in the video. Alexia and Yusra. Give me 2 minutes. Kara, you have your textbook in front of you, right? Very good. Very good.
Hi, I'm back from break. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I got you. And while waiting for the Yusra. So, see, Kara was having some problem in the laptop, but how she sent me the instant message, so we'll manage everything. So, and if I know what is going on, I can answer to anyone to protect you and protect me. Okay? So always communicate with me. I am is not like that. I am a human being. I also understand everybody's difficulty. So do you guys will understand. Sometimes I may have some difficulty. So we have to work together. But we have to protect ourselves from the admin also so that you are not in trouble, we are not in trouble. Okay? That's the deal? Yes? Okay.
Yes. Yes, miss.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We work as a team, like the all organs does, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. So I think everybody is here now. Let us start again. So now we have learned. Okay, I have to share the screen again. See, I am stupid. I'm sharing the screen. Yeah, your screen is already shared. Okay. So now we have already learned a little bit about your body structures. What are the main important body structural parts and how they work? Now we are going to see how. What I should say? What are the main life functions we have to learn, and then how these different life functions has been taken care by the different organ system. So what are the main life functions? necessary life functions, maintain the boundaries. If your skin, if your this doesn't protect the body, are you going to be safe? No, not at all. So basically, you need to keep your boundaries. Then movement. Movement is the locomotion. In the another term of movement is the locomotion. How you walk. If you have to walk, you have to do the movement to produce energy. So movement is also called the locomotion and movement of substance. Movement is not only that you are moving by yourself. Obviously, that is important. But movement inside, how the chemicals is moving, how the stimulus is moving, is how is getting from your diet. Again, I'm giving the example. You are eating the food. How the food is getting movement from your mouth to the pharynx, to the esophagus, your stomach, then how is going to the small intestine? There is something. How the locomotion or the movement of the substances. So movement has two parts. One is a locomotion, which we walk, move hand, move things, movements of the external body parts, and movement of substances is the another movement under the movement chapter. Okay. Sorry. Sorry. Yes. Hmm. Then we are going to the responsiveness. What is responsiveness means? Ability to sense, change and react. Who is the main responsible? Which organ? We just learned a little bit. Who is responsible for this one? Ability to sense. Who is that? Which organs?
Regulatory
Huh?
nervous system.
Nervous system. Nervous system. Integumentary system mainly protects you. It's the skin and boundaries. That is the mainly it protects your body. Responsive is mainly responsible for the nervous system, and then also when the nervous system receives the stimuli, it gives the order or it sends the signals to different parts of the body. That is also one part of responsiveness. But the first, everything is responsible for the nervous system. Digestion. What is the breakdown and absorption of nutrients is the formation of the digestion. So which system is responsible for breakdown and absorption nutrients?
Digestive system.
Digestive system.
Digestive system. Okay, good. Metabolism. Metabolism means chemical reaction within the body, inside the body. As I said, you be for example, again, I always give some examples so that it's going to be I think it is going to be easy to understand. I don't know what you guys feel, but it may be. So break down a complex molecule into smaller ones, like you are eating a chicken. Chicken cannot go inside your cell, right? It has to break down. That the chicken is a complex molecule from the chicken or the protein. Ultimately, chicken is not chicken, it's a protein. In chemical term, it's a protein. The protein is a huge bulk of protein you are eating. So you have to, this complex molecule is going to be broken down into the smaller and simpler one. Not only smaller, in the simpler format, which can be transferred or transported to the blood for further movement. Also, as it forms break down the complex molecule, sometimes it also makes some larger molecules from smaller ones. So like when the body is synthesizing their own protein or enzymes or anything, we are not getting enzyme. When we are feel sick or something, when the system is not working, then you add something from outside as the medicine. But body every day, whatever we are giving, that is going to the transported to the blood, to the different cells, different organs. And what is happening? The body is now producing their own thing. Body is producing the DNA or genetic material. Body is producing different cells for our regeneration. It's not like all our cells are. Body is producing different proteins, enzymes in the body for your digestion, for your hormone, everything body is producing. We are not producing, giving the body everything. So body, we are eating, we are giving the supply, the sources which the body is breaking down to a simpler one and sending to the different specific cells or targets or organ, and then they are making their own things. That is the build large molecules from the smaller ones. Then they are again making their larger molecules for the proper functioning of the body. You are eating something, the food isn't getting digested with hydrochloric acid and the different enzymes or even the hormones like the insulin, glucagon. Are you adding them from the body, from the outside? Who is the diabetic? Who is the extreme care of diabetic? We are putting the insulin because the organ is not functioning. But every day we are eating something. Who is taking care of that? Your body's own chemicals. How these complex or the larger molecules are formed? That is formed inside the body using their own cell machinery. They have a huge machine system. Each cell has different types of machinery system and they produce their own requirement to function. Understandable? And ultimately, when it goes, it produces energy and everything, all the metabolic activity is regulated by the hormones. What is excretion? Excretion means elimination of waste or metabolic reactions. Waste may be removed in urine or feces. That I told you before, that is the excretion. You can remove as a bowel. Sometimes you can remove something as a sweat also. That is one kind of excretion. In the sweat, you are excreting some the things. And also mainly your true excretion is by the feces or in the urine. Reproduction, that is also necessary for life, occurs on cellular level or organism level. Cellular levels mean when the male and female produces the gametes is called the sperm or ovum. And then the sperm and ovum unites to form a cell. That is the one cell. Sperm and ovum has half material from each one, so that when they unite, they form one cell, and from that cell, that is called the cellular level, and from that cell, ultimately it become multiplied, then it became differentiate to ultimately form a organism. They develop. First, it started in the cell, then from the tissue, then from the organs, then from the organs to all the different organs started to function inside the mother's womb. So that is going to the organism. Ultimately, it's come out as an organism from the mom. That is the organism level. So the main thing is produces future generation. Okay. Growth increases cell size and number of cells. And with that growth, as it grow, ultimately our outside growth is also, when the baby is born, you need the growth. How? You are not going to stretch and pull, grow inside. All the cells starting functioning, they are multiplying, they are making more and more cells, which is needed for different structure, different parts, different organ systems, and then the baby is getting bigger. Same thing, if you have damage in some parts, like you have some cut, you have some burning or something, the tissue healing, that is also there as per need of that area or something, the cell comes and function. With that, they have to produce more cells or they have to, what they say, they produce some hormone, they have to give them some protection so that it can be tissue can be repaired. What are our survival needs? We need nutrients. Nutrients comes from our food, oxygen. So nutrients, chemicals for energy and cell buildings. What we need, the nutrients comes in the form of when we eat something, ultimately we know we are cutting the curve. We know because we're going to like to be slim. Oh, I have to cut down the curve, so I'm not taking this one. I can eat more proteins. Okay, you have to reduce the lipid intake or the fat intake. We need the vitamins and minerals. So what is the mean? You are eating something. Whatever you are eating, there is some, ultimately it is going to break down to a smaller component which can be transported to the blood. What are the nutrients ultimate? Carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, vitamins and minerals. Oxygen. Oxygen required for, we are breathing in, we are taking the oxygen. What the oxygen is doing? Without the oxygen, we feel that we are breathless. But oxygen, what is the function of the oxygen? Oxygen goes into the cells, its cells, and help in the chemical reaction to do their job and help to produce energy. What are other things? We need water. 60 to 80%. This question is going to come again. 60 to 80% of our body weight is water. Questions will come, write it down, jot it down, highlight it. 60 to 80%, whether this exam, or your midterm exam, your final exam, OSMT ML Power exam, CSMLS, this is a very, very common question. Permutation and combination, mostly it comes. Water content, because I am telling you, then you are going to learn what is the plasma content, what is the blood volume, what percent, each one is different. So make it note in some place where you can understand what are the different percentage of different things in your body. Water, 60 to 80% of the body weight. And this is the most abundant chemical in the body. What you are saying inside the body fluid, plasma, serum, whatever may be, your anything, urinary, everything mean constitution or basic constituent is the water. If there is no water, you are dehydrated. You are dehydrated means all your electrolytes and all things is going to be high. Hormone, everything is going to be high. And when it's high, you are going to suffer from different perspective. And also it provides the metabolic reaction, that is the chemical reaction. It helps to stable body temperature. We need the 30. What is our body temperature? Stable normal body temperature. Write it down. 37 degrees centigrade and in Fahrenheit 98 degree Fahrenheit. When it go below 34, it's called the hypothermia, and when it go up more than 38, we call the hyperthermia. What is the another time of hypothermia?
Fever. Fever.
High fever.
The pyric or
Pyrogenic. Okay, couple of I'm going to send you something. When I teach you terminology, I told you to make note about pyrogenic, P-I-R, combining word O, pyrogenic and pyogenic, P-Y-O, pyogenic. There are some questions regarding the pyrogenics or pyogenics. Some people give the right answer. Some people still have the confusion. Who have the confusion, please make sure pyro means fever, increased body temperature.
The pyro with the R is fever, right?
No, majority of our good students make that mistake, not knowing, just not putting the attention there. What is a pyro or pyo?
Pyo is pus.
Pus.
Pus, yeah.
Pus.
Plus is the one without the
Yeah.
R.
Yeah, pus means when you have the wound or something, you put the pus formation, like white is something that is called the pus. So make sure whenever reading the question, make sure what is asking, fever or pus, or giving the pyro or pio, then choose the option, okay? I understand that you guys know, but more, your DL2 or exam is going to make you cross because this is auto marking system. And that one I cannot do. If something is writing, till I can give you little bit marks. Like when you are put the acronyms, LR, sometimes you doesn't put the A's and this and that. Till I can give you a little bit number on that. But if you make those type of mistakes, I am handicapped. My hand are crossed. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So you have the body temperature, atmospheric pressure must be appropriate for gas exchange. So where you are living, if it is too environment and nowadays still the environment is getting polluted, that means it's increasing lot of pollutants. The oxygen, real oxygen layer is going to be little bit decreased. So whenever you go to smoke area, that's why is telling, I'm giving why is telling the appropriate gas for a gas exchange. If you go somewhere where the smoke start place, do you think that is area is good for your gas exchange? No. If you go to the upper hilly region, mountain, do you have your exact appropriate for gas exchange? No, because there is oxygen less, so you are going to feel the respiratory problem. Okay, so it's called the hypoxia. That means you are getting less oxygen. Same thing when there is that's why I tell when there is a tremendous what is called forest fire or something, everybody is smoky, so that air is not good, there is not proper things, this full of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide. So that area, that's why they call to evacuate, right? So we need a appropriate and perfect atmospheric pair where you have a balance for taking appropriate gas exchange between oxygen by what is called carbon dioxide. So this is they are showing how each one is sometimes the coordination. So this is the first is the integumentary system outside the body, and then digestive system. You are eating, so you are eating, food is getting digested here, making the very small molecule called the nutrients like carbohydrates, lipids, minerals, vitamins. Then these are going into the circulatory system. Then circulatory system is moving the everything here. When there is a nutrients, they are releasing in the interstitial fluid, and then this is going to picked up by the cells. Then this is going again, and then is going to the CR where there is a exchange of the urinary system for the elimination of nitrogenous waste. This is ultimately going to the lungs to purify, to get rid of the carbon dioxide and through the lungs and getting the oxygen in. So oxygen in is going excretion of the waste products, then relieving the nutrition waste, again going to. So this is a cycle is going on. See how many system. One main and forget about the other system, bones, muscles, those are the different one, the structural part. But the functional part, digestive system, circulatory system, there's a respiratory system, kidney system, and everything is controlling by ultimately the brain and the endocrine system, which is not showing you. So he says digestive system takes in nutrients, breaks them down, and eliminates unabsorbed material as a feces. Okay. Then nutrients go in. It's a respiratory system. What it does, it take the oxygen in and let the carbon dioxide out. This oxygen is then circulated. It's the cardiovascular system via the blood distribute oxygen and nutrients to all body cells. Nutrients and the oxygen to all body cells and delivers waste and carbon dioxide to the disposal organ. Carbon dioxide, what is the disposal organ for carbon dioxide? Is the lung again. And what is the disposal organ for other nitrogenous waste? Is the kidney. So nutrients and waste pass between blood and cells via the interstitial fluid. That is the fluid is there, and this from fluid It absorbs, cells absorbs whatever they need for their function. Okay? Okay. Now we are coming to the another point is called the homeostasis. Homeostasis. There will be another terminology, hemostasis. Write it down. Don't make mistake like the pyogenic and pyrogenic. Okay? Homeo and hemo. Hemostasis is going to come related to blood. When stop the blood, when there is a cut, when you to stop the blood, that is called the hem from blood. HEM/O. Hem is the blood. So hemostasis, that is the blood clotting procedure. Homeostasis, the balance between internal, home like your home is the maintenance. That's the inside our body. What is the home is there? So that is called the status is maintenance or balance. Status means balance. So maintenance of a stable internal environment is called the homeostasis. Okay? Again, once again, I'm telling you, Mikhail, take note, hemostasis versus homeostasis. That is another question, lot of confusion, lot of mistakes. So it called the dynamic state of equilibrium. That means when there is something high, immediately body system works together to make the balance. So that there your hormonal system comes, your urinary system comes, your heart, your everything comes. So make the balance, whatever is needed. Your digestive system comes, your blood sugar is too high. Your brain and then your endocrine, then your digestive system is in function to make the produce more insulin or less insulin to equilibrium the blood sugar. When there is the dysfunction and impaired of the function, then you develop the blood sugar, the diabetes. So when there is a sodium is high, when your blood pressure is high, so everything is getting to be controlled. That is the maintenance of the equilibrium state. That is called the homeostasis. So homeostasis is the maintenance stable internal environment. It's called the dynamic state of equilibrium. It is necessary for normal body functioning and sustain life. If they doesn't have that control, what is going to be the blood pressure high, 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 high? If in normal, every day you are going to suffer blood pressure. Every day you are going to find the high glucose or low glucose. But that is the whole body internal system make a balance. That is the homeostasis. Homeostatic imbalance. What that means? Balance needs the homeostatic equilibrium, dynamic state of equilibrium. Homeostatic imbalance. Imbalance means when it's not in the balance. So what is that? A disturbance in homeostatics resulting in disease. I gave you a couple of examples. So now you can relate that one. So homeostatic imbalance, any disturbance in homeostatic imbalance can result in any kind of disease, depending upon what type of homeostatic imbalance is going on in your body. So this is the balance. Any stimulus came produces change in the variable. This is called the variable. So it shifts the balance. Then the receptor, what we have in the neuron system, nerve is coming. Receptor, that is the nerve endings, that is called the receptors. They picked up the signals. Then they send the signal to the brain. These we are going to learn later. They gave you too early, so learn. So ultimately, I am telling you this receptor or the sense of stimuli is going to the brain. That is the control center. And then control center is sending the instruction what to do, which is called the effector, whether it's in the digestive system or is the circulatory system, is for the heart, is the kidney or anywhere, the effector or the endocrine system to ultimately control to make the balance. So then after this response, okay, so brain said us to do this one. Okay, we all go together and do this one. Then they respond to the stimuli and then comes back to the normal balance level. That is the homeostatic imbalance. And it's not an example, it's fraction of second all the homeostatic imbalance and balance, imbalance and balance, imbalance and balance is going on in the body. You can see how complicated is the system. Nobody can generate a human body. Okay, so this is the, we just learning stimulus, change that, receptor receiving the information, ultimately going to the control center. Then control center is sending the message what to do. This we are going to learn later. I am not telling you the afferent. When you are going to learn the nervous system, that what is the afferent pathway, what is the efferent pathway. Right now, I am not telling this one. Then the output information sent along the effector pathway, that is the which is going to affect the specific organ. And then they are going to take the action to make it to the homeostatic balance level. Maintaining homeostasis, what you do, you body communicates through neural and hormonal controls. Neurals means related to nerve, receptor, nervous system. And hormonal system is the which produce the hormone, that is the endocrine system. So body communicates through neural and hormonal system, hormonal control system. What are the different parts? Receptor. What is the receptor? They respond. They quickly pick up any changes in the environment or the stimuli. If something bites, if you burn, what I tell you, if you're feeling hungry, if you has not any pain anywhere, that is the receptors are there. They're the nerve endings. They're specialized. They immediately respond, pick up the stimuli and respond, send the signals to your control center, that is the brain. So it said response to changes in the environment or the stimuli and says information to the control center. Then how you maintain the homeostasis? The control center determines the set point. Set point means where you have to, he has to, the control center brain has to send the signal ultimately. Then what it does, it analyzes the information, whether it's a bite, is a tachycardia, whether this is need the food, is hungry, is the high fever or the high glucose, or there is some burning or electric shock or anything, any bite, anything. So that is analyze the information, what is happening, and it can understand within what is the million fraction of second all these things happens. It looks like we are teaching, we are talking, but it happens fraction of milliseconds. So then it determines the appropriate response. So what I have to do, I have to send the signal, I have to tell the pancreas to send the insulin, or I have to tell the adrenal gland to release the hormones which can control the heartbeat, or I have to tell the kidney to take care of the electrolyte balance, or I have to, okay, there is more kidney function or something is going on the respiratory system. What hormone I have to send to take care of the lungs? So that is the effector. So provides a means of response to the stimulus. They send the response to the specific stimulus. So there are some feedback mechanisms. Now we know what is the how to do the control, to do the maintenance of the homeostasis. Now next one is feedback mechanism. What is the feedback mechanism? This is called the homeostatic control mechanism. So what happened? Once it's done, it shuts up the original stimulus or reduces intensity. So when tachycardia, say for example, it sends the signals. It has taken out, send the brain, it has been received by the stimuli, go to the control center brain has sent the information to specific organs or endocrine system or whatever, or the kidney, everything. Okay, so then they are in action, kidney or endocrine system, they send a specific response, either producing the hormone or kidney doing the function to maintain the equilibrium. when it means the equilibrium, what is happened? It shuts off the original stimulus, because stimulus, okay, you go away, we are taking care of it. We can take care of the body. So we have to make it equilibrium state so that the body can be normal. When it cannot, that's the disease. Okay, so this is called the negative feedback. When it shuts off the original stimulus or reduces its intensity, is called the negative feedback. Works, how it works? It works, say for example, it works the Howdell thermostat. When there is temperature has been reached, it shuts up. Okay, I need the 22 degrees centigrade in my house, the 22 has been reached. I don't need any more heating. Okay, you shuts off the heating now. If I need, I'll let you know. So when the body home temperature is going to reduce, same thing the body temperature. So these are called the negative feedback when it shuts off the original stimulus or reduces the intensity. Now we have some positive feedback when it has to increase the stimulus to push the variable further. What is that one? Positive feedback occurs in the blood clotting or during a birth of a baby. Blood clotting is the positive feedback, but you have to form more plaque to stop the bleeding. So positive feedback mainly occurs only in the blood clotting and during the birth of a baby. So these are the two examples of positive feedback, blood clotting and during the birth of a baby. Others in general are negative feedback because it shuts off the main stimulus, which may cause damage. So we have learned the anatomy. Now we have some language of anatomy. What is called some special terminology is used to prevent misunderstanding. Some terms are used for position, which position you are, which direction you are. Like we have learned, right? Anterior, ventral, posterior, superior, above, down, below. So now we have two different regions. What is the thoracic region, or is the abdominal region, or which region is the pelvic region? So these are the different regions. What is the dorsal or ventral, super or down? So we have different planes, different regions, and different structures. So what are the anterior body landmarks? Well, this is the structure. It's going to tell you the all the marks wherever we can give the marking. So now we are going to do segregate out one by one what is the anterior, what is the middle, and what is the lower. And you have the posterior body landmarks, anterior body landmarks, ventral and dorsal. These are the directional terms. What is the superior towards the head or the inferior towards the caudal? That means you are up under your hip. Okay, so how is the direction? It is cell direction, superior and inferior. When is up to the heads is called the superior. When is down towards the caudal region or the leg is called the inferior. We have the ventral and dorsal. Ventral towards or at the, you learn it in the terminology, towards at the front of the body or in front of, and dorsal is towards the back side of the body or behind. So how? If we say in the lateral position, you are going, this is the, what is that? This is the frontal, right?
Anterior.
Frontal, anterior or ventral. This is towards the ventral part and this is towards the dorsal part or the back, posterior. Anterior in front and posterior in the back. Ventral means front side towards the direction and this is the dorsal side. Good. Medial, lateral, intermediate. Medial is towards the midline of the body or of the inner side. Lateral, away from the midline. I'm going to come to the diagram, or the outer side. And intermediate is between or a more medial and a more lateral structure. Okay, let us come. So this is the medial. all both sides are equal. This is called the medial. See, medial, medial. This is the medial. Oh, sorry. What they are telling to mean when the arrow, when you are telling the medial portion, that means arrow towards the center line, right? When it's called the lateral, is away from the midline. She's going away. Arrow is going. So lateral to the midline. If they say, okay, your kidney is located to the what is called abdominal region, but is away from the midline. So you can know is away from the midline, or but your spine is located on the midline, right? Okay. And what they are telling, the intermediate. Intermediate means in between the, this is the midline, in between the lateral and this side, in between. So this is called the intermediate area. Mostly we use, sorry, midline or the lateral. Okay, directional, proximal. What is this? Is very common is come proximal, close to the origin of the body part or point of attachment to a limb into the body trunk. And distal is further from the origin of a body part or the point of attachment of a limb to the body trunk. This is going to come. So when is proximal, close to the origin of the body part, these are we going to learn again. So this is called the proximal, and this is the distal. Proximal means towards the attachment of the body part, and distal means away. Now superficial towards the body surface, and deep is away from the body surface. When near the skin, superficial is just the surface of the body. Deep means deep inside, away from the body surface, more internal. So this is the superficial, and this is deep inside. That is the difference. Now we are going to learn about the different body planes. What are the different body planes and sections? We can cut the body to make the different sections, to divide the section of the body to make it left and right parts. So we have sagittal section, which divides the body into left and right parts. Sagittal, left and right. Okay. A median or mid sagittal. People got confusion between the sagittal and mid sagittal. Note it down. Note it down. Sagittal, mid sagittal section is one kind of sagittal section. Sagittal section can divide the body into left and right. It may not be equal. It may be little bit more left, little bit more right, but it's dividing the body into two parts, left and right. Okay, but mid sagittal, the sagittal section, which divides the body into equal left and right, equal left and right. Okay, so mid sagittal is a sagittal section. If the question comes, a section that divides the body into equal left and right, if you have the option sagittal, mid sagittal, transverse, so what is going to be answer?
It's sad.
In case sometimes they try to make you confuse, same question. Okay, section divides the body into equal left and right parts. Frontal. Okay,
That's
okay, 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 okay. Tell me the question. So section divides the body into equal left and right part. Here are your options. Transverse section, frontal section, sagittal section. What is going to be the answer?
Sagittal.
Sagittal. So you understand how to dissect out the questions? They like to know sometimes whether they know whether it doesn't mean equal left and right. That is the sagittal section. That's why I'm telling mid sagittal section is a sagittal section. But mid sagittal is specific when the body is, we are divide the body into equal left and right parts. Okay? This is the confusion. These questions comes and is going to come again. I'm telling you. Frontal or coronal. When the body divides into anterior and posterior part, so that you can cut the sections in such a way you can divide the body. This is the front side, this is the back side. So that is called the frontal or coronal. These planes you have to be remembered because these questions is going to come with the diagram, sometimes in writing, multiple choice, true and false, or they're going to ask you to write. Okay? So if they say a section divides the body into equal left and right, they fill in the blanks. What you are going to write?
Mid sagittal.
You got it. Okay, so same thing. So whenever I'm describing, I am getting like to prepare you for the answer system so that when you are going to practice, it's going to be easy for you if you take the notes. Okay. Next is we told the frontal or coronal. When it comes to frontal, it's easy to understand, but frontal is also called the coronal section, divides the body into anterior and posterior. Okay, what is the transverse section? It's a cross section. Transverse means it's going transposition. Transverse or cross section, it divides the body into superior and inferior, means upper and lower. That is the transverse or cross section. Now let us see the planes. This is the exactly dividing the body in the middle. So it's a mid sagittal. Okay, everybody agrees? You can see the figure.
Yes.
So it's the mid sagittal, is right. It's going to separate the body into left and right. This is the division. So that is the left side and this is the right side. Right?
Yes.
Okay. If I put the section here, is that going to be sagittal or mid sagittal?
Sagittal.
Okay, sagittal. Good. Okay, so because it is dividing the body into left and right, but it's not. Mid sagittal is sagittal, but anything either left or right which is cutting the body from up to down is called the equal. The right and left is called the sagittal section. Frontal, when cut the body into front and the back, that is called the frontal or coronal plane. And when you cross the body, upper and lower or superior or inferior is called the transverse plane. These are the different planes of the body to describe. These are the, sometimes they showed which parties has different. Now we have to go into the body cavities. Now we learn all the planes of the body. Now we have to learn about the different body cavities. What type of body cavities? How many body cavities we have? We have two main subdivisions of the body cavity. One is the dorsal body cavity and is ventral body cavity. Under the dorsal body cavity, we have two: cranial cavity, which houses the brain in the top, and spinal cavity, where houses the spinal cord, where we have the CSF, cerebrospinal fluid. So, dorsal cavity only contains two body cavities. What is cranial cavity, which houses the brain, and spinal cavity, which houses the spinal cord. The rest are mainly under the ventral body cavity. Thoracic cavity, the upper, which houses the heart, lungs, and some other structures, some part of the digestive system. Abdominopelvic cavity. Okay, what is the terminology? Abdominopelvic.
Two root words, Anal and thoracic.
No,
Yeah.
pelvic.
Okay,
It's
Pelvic.
not
abdominal.
thoracic. Okay.
Yeah, two
So
root
two
words.
root words by a combining vowel. Oh,
Yeah.
abdomen and
Yeah.
pelvic.
And pelvic.
Abdominopelvic. Good, good, good.
Two root words.
Abdominopelvic cavity. What it does is mainly houses. We saw that abdomen. We know the abdomen. So abdomen and pelvic. Pelvic means our lower part. Which houses it? Is very common. We have the digestive system because we all any digestive system we say it's abdomen. My abdomen is hurting. It's the upper abdomen. It's the lower abdomen. So abdomen houses the digestive system. Abdominopelvic, in the pelvic area, we have the urinary system. So abdominopelvic cavity houses digestive system and most urinary system organs. So see, this is the cranial cavity, this is the spinal cavity, this is the dorsal cavity. Thoracic cavity houses the mainly the lung, heart, and some part of the digestive system. There, we have a diaphragm. It's a muscular part which help to separate these two cavity. And this is the abdominopelvic cavity, but this is also in a common. So this abdominal cavity is separated into abdomen and this is what is called the dorsal cavity, and this is called the ventral cavity. In the ventral cavity, we have the abdominopelvic cavity. So abdominal cavity and pelvic cavity. So it's called the abdominopelvic cavity. So this red denotes the ventral body cavity and the yellow denotes the dorsal body cavity. Dorsal body cavity, only cranial cavity for brain and spinal cavity for spines. Uh, for the houses the mainly the spinal nerves and the CSF and thoracic cavity. ab- this is the ventral upper and this is the lower ventral cavity is the abdominal pelvic cavity. So ventral cavity has two structures, two organs. Okay. Now they are going to tell about the quadrants. So if you cross sometimes doctors say which area you are having the pains, this side, this side. So here in this abdominopelvic cavity, they make it four regions by making it a square. Cross, sorry, a cross or plus. It's mainly not the cross, it's a plus. And they divide in the two parts, four areas. Which is in the right side is called the right upper quadrant, which is in the left side is called the left upper quadrant, and below is called the right lower quadrant and left lower quadrant. Now they are going to tell you which area has which one. Like this area has only the stomach, mainly the pylori. You have pain in this area, that means maybe you have some pain in the upper stomach. If you have pain under the ribs here, maybe you have some problem in your gallbladder or your liver or something. If you have pain in this area, that means maybe you have some more problem near the um, intestine. And here you have the problem, you have some problem in the large intestine. So what is the left side or right side? Where you have to see, sir, what is the pain in the appendix? So this is, they have to divide the different quadrants. Okay. So now they are going to tell you which area or the which region houses which parts, which I already showed you here as per the quadrant. But when they are going to the region, different regions, there we have 9 regions. The questions come, how many regions has been given or dissect out for our body? We have 9 regions. What are the regions? One is the epigastric. Epi means up, above the stomach, epigastric. Then it's called the right hypochondriac region. This is the left hypochondriac region. Then middle one where you have the umbilical cord. This is the umbilical region. Obviously, it's the left lumbar region, right lumbar region, left lumbar region, and this is left iliac, hypogastric or pubic region where you houses the or reproductive system some part, and right iliac or inguinal system. Now see what areas houses which part.
your right hypochondriac regions mainly houses the gallbladder and liver. So doctor is going to say pain in the right hypochondriac region. Then they are going to tell in the liver or gallbladder. So in this medial epigastric region, we have the stomach. Right? Your left hypochondriac region, we have the diaphragm. Where there is a pain, you can feel the diaphragm in the left hypochondriac region, which is continuing. Then the colon, you have in the umbilical region and small intestine. These two structure you have in the umbilical region. Here the ascending colon, large intestine, is in your right lumbar region. And your appendix and your cecum is on the right iliac or inguinal region. Whereas the same time, if we just go this side, except the umbilical region, what is held in the middle, the left lumbar region, you have colon of large intestine. And later, here, left iliac inguinal region, you have the sigmoid colon. So this question comes, sigmoid colon is housed in the whose region? Left inguinal region. Okay. And urinary blood is the hypogastric or pubic region. Very often, mostly it comes, write it down, epigastric region, stomach, liver or gallbladder, right hypochondriac region, urinary bladder, hypogastric region, and mainly the small intestine and the descending colon in the umbilical region. All are important. Anything may come, but which I saw in mostly the questions comes, I just tell you the guideline. Okay. Oh, we are done for this one. What is the next one? Nothing. Okay, just give me a second. I don't know. You showed me what to do. The camera. No, what is the option? I don't know. Where I can go? No. Can you hear the microphone on the computer? You showed me. I forgot how
Yes.
to. You can hear
Yes.
the.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Oh no. Let us see what is telling.
There is a video.
Oh, there's a review. What you are? You need 7. What is the last video it said? 62. Don't know even what is the video is that. Is that for us or something?
Anatomy. No?
I have a question. You want to watch this video? That's interesting for you guys, or you want to read your PowerPoints?
I think watch the video and then we can
And
read.
watch the video.
You want to
Yes.
watch the video?
Watch the video.
Miss, there's no volume that I can hear on the video.
That's why one can hear the voice. I can hear the voice.
We're not hearing you, miss.
Yeah, we can hardly hear you.
Hi, my mic is on. God. Can you hear me now?
Still
A
very
little bit.
far.
Watch it by your one. Hear me now or no?
Faint, very faint sound.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, miss.
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you now.
No.
Okay, okay, there is some volume problem. Okay, so you want me to run the video again?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Miss, we're not hearing anything.
Wow, mom.
There's no volume. Miss, I'm not hearing anything on the video.
Yeah, there's no volume.
Somebody told me how to do that. I forgot that one.
You actually need to, when you're sharing,
Yeah.
press share, and then on the right
Okay.
side of it, it would say include
Oh, now it's okay.
sound.
Okay. Okay.
Right? So you have to press include sound
Of
and
anatomy has
okay
followed
now?
a long and
Yes.
slow and often
Okay.
creepy
Yes.
road. The second
Sorry, thank
century
you.
Greek
Thank you.
physician
You want me to
Galen
go me
believed
again
what he
fast
could
or
about the
it's
human
okay?
form by performing
This is starting
vivisections
now,
on
actually.
pigs. Da Vinci poked around in dead bodies while sketching his beautifully detailed anatomical drawings until the Pope made him stop. It wasn't until the 17th and 18th centuries that certified anatomists were allowed to perform tightly regulated human dissections, and they were so popular that they were often public events with admission fees attended by the likes of Michelangelo and Rembrandt. The study of human anatomy became such a craze in Europe that grave robbing became a lucrative, if not legal, occupation, until 1832 when Britain passed the Anatomy Act, which provided students with plentiful corpses in the form of executed murderers. Today, students of anatomy and physiology still use educational cadavers to learn in person and hands-on what's inside the human body by dissecting them. And it's totally legal. The cadavers are volunteers, which is what people mean when they say that they're donating their body to science. So what have all these dead bodies shown us? Well, one big idea that we see over and over again is that the function of a cell, or an organ, or a whole organism always reflects its form. Blood flows in one direction through your heart simply because its valves prevent it from flowing backward. In the same way, your bones are strong and hard, and this allows them to protect and support all your soft parts. The basic idea that what a structure can do depends on its specific form is called the complementarity of structure and function. And it holds true through every level of your body's organization, from cell to tissue to system. And it all begins with the smallest of the small, atoms. Just like the chair you're sitting on, you are just a conglomeration of atoms. About 7 octillion of them, to be precise. Fortunately for both of us here, we've covered the basics of chemistry that every incoming physiology student needs to know in Crash Course Chemistry, so I'll be referring you there throughout the course when it comes to how things work at the atomic level. But the next level up from the chemistry of atoms and molecules includes the smallest units of living things, cells. All cells have some basic functions in common, but they also vary widely in size and shape depending on their purpose. For example, one of the smallest cells in your body is the red blood cell, which measures about 5 micrometers across. Now contrast that with the single motor neuron that runs the length of your entire leg from your big toe to the bottom of your spine, about a meter from end to end. Typically, cells group with similar cells to form the next level of organization. Tissues like muscles, membranes and cavity linings, nervous and connective tissues. When 2 or more tissue types combine, they form organs. The heart, liver, lungs, skin, and etc. that perform specific functions to keep the body running. Organs work together and combine to get things done, forming organ systems. It's how, like, the liver and stomach and intestines of your digestive system all unite to take that burrito from plate to pooper. And finally, all those previous levels combine to form the highest level of organization, the body itself. Me and you and your dog, we're all glorious, complete organisms made from the precise organization of trillions of cells in nearly constant activity. This ability of all living systems to maintain stable internal conditions no matter what changes are occurring outside the body is called homeostasis, and it's another major unifying theme in anatomy and physiology. Your survival is all about maintaining balance of both materials and energy. You need the right amount of blood, water, nutrients, and oxygen to create and disperse energy, as well as the perfect body temperature, the right blood pressure, efficient movement of waste through your body. All that needs to stay balanced. And by your survival depending on it, I mean that everyone's ultimate cause of death is the extreme and irreversible loss of homeostasis. Organ failure, hypothermia, suffocation, starvation, dehydration, they all lead to the same end by throwing off your internal balances that allow your body to keep processing energy. Take an extreme and sudden case. Your arm pops off. If nothing is done quickly to treat such a severe wound, you would bleed to death, right? But what does that really mean? What's gonna happen? How do I die? Well, that arterial wound, if left untreated, will cause a drastic drop in blood pressure that in turn will prevent the delivery of oxygen throughout the body. So the real result of such an injury, the actual cause of death, is the loss of homeostasis. I mean, you can live a full and healthy life without an arm, but you can't live without blood pressure, because without blood, your cells don't get oxygen, and without oxygen, they can't process energy, and you die. With so many connected parts needed to make your life possible, you can see how we need a hyper-precise language to identify the parts of your body and communicate what's happening to them. A doctor isn't going to recommend a patient for surgery by telling the surgeon that the patient has an achy belly. They're going to need to give a detailed description. Essentially, it's like a verbal map. So over time, anatomy has developed its own standardized set of directional terms that describe where one body part is in relation to another. Imagine a person standing in front of you. This is what is called the classic anatomical position, where the body is erect and facing straight ahead with arms at the sides and palms forward. Now imagine slicing that person into different sections, or planes. Don't imagine it too graphically, though. The sagittal plane comes down vertically and divides a body or organ in left and right parts. If you imagine a plane parallel to the sagittal plane, but off to one side, that plane is the parasagittal. The coronal or frontal plane splits everything vertically into front and back, and the transverse or horizontal plane divides the body top and bottom. Look at that body again, and you'll notice even more divisions, like the difference between the axial and appendicular parts. Everything in line with the center of the body, the head, neck, and trunk, are considered axial parts, while the arms and legs, or appendages, are the appendicular parts that attach to the body's axis. Everything in the front of your body is considered anterior or ventral, and everything in the back is posterior or dorsal. So your eyes are anterior and your butt is posterior. But you'd also say that your breastbone is anterior to or in front of the spine, and the heart is posterior to or behind the breastbone. Features toward the top of your body, like your head, are considered superior or cranial, while structures that are lower down are inferior or caudal. So the jaw is superior to the lungs because it's above them, while the pelvis is inferior to the stomach because it's below it. And there's more. If you imagine a center line running down the axis of a body, structures toward that midline are called medial, while those farther away from the midline are lateral. So the arms are lateral to the heart, and the heart is medial to the arms. Looking at the limbs, your appendicular parts of your body, you'd call the areas closer to the center of the trunk proximal, and those farther away distal. In anatomy talk, your knee is proximal to your ankle because it's closer to the axial line, while a wrist is distal to the elbow because it's farther from the center. Okay. So pop quiz. I'm eating a club sandwich. I'm not. I wish I was. But imagine I am. I'm so ravenous and distracted that I forget to take out the little frilly toothpick at the top, and I end up swallowing it with a raft of turkey bacon and toast. A fragment of that toothpick gets lodged somewhere in here, and my doctor takes an x-ray and says I need surgery. Using anatomical language, how would she direct the surgeon to that tiny wooden stake inside of me? She might describe it as being along the medial line, posterior to the heart, but anterior to the vertebra, inferior to the collarbone, but superior to the stomach. That would give the surgeon a pretty good idea of where to look in the esophagus, just above the stomach. I warned you at the beginning. A lot of terms, but all those terms might just save my life. And hey, it's the end of your first lesson, and you've already started to talk the talk. Today you learned that anatomy studies the structure of body parts, while physiology describes how those parts come together to function. We also talked about some of these disciplines' central principles, including the complementarity of structure and function, the hierarchy of organization, and how the balance of materials and energy, known as homeostasis, is really what keeps you alive. And then we wrapped it all up with a primer on directional terms, all held together with a toothpick. Thank you for watching, especially to our Subbable subscribers who make Crash Course available not just to themselves, but also everyone else in the world. To find out how you can become a supporter, just go to Subbable.com. This episode was written by Kathleen Yale, edited by Blake DiPestino, and our consultant is Dr. Brandon Jackson. Our director and editor is Nicholas Jenkins, the script supervisor is Valerie Barr, the sound designer is Michael Aranda, and the graphics team is Thought Cafe.
You guys learned everything? Whatever you learned today? Everybody gist? Again, you learn everything? Gist? Looks like everybody. So from next time is better. If I can just run the video, you can learn it. I don't have to teach it. What is that? That's better for you guys?
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
That was the video I watched, and I got the sagittal plane as the one that divides your body from left to right. But now you're talking about the sagittal plane and mid-sagittal. The two terms I got was sagittal and parasagittal. So
I know,
where
I
they
know, I
meet
know, I know, I
sagittal
know,
come
I know.
from.
In different books, you can is parasagittal or is a sagittal. In your question, it's not going to come as a parasagittal. In your question, it's going to be sagittal and mid sagittal.
Okay.
Okay, good point. Anything else? Should we move to the next unit? A little bit, we have some time. So the end you will get more time for the review. Is up to you guys. If you want to review today's things, I'm okay with that. You can review your 1 hour with all this today's lecture, or you want to do the review of today's lecture and make it that, and tomorrow you can go to the unit 2.
Yes, please, miss, because it's a lot of information.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay. So
that's right. Thank you.
okay. So
Thank
that's
you.
a good idea. You guys can run. Okay. Study it. Okay. So if any question, then I'll be with you. Okay. So at the same
Okay.
time, I'm going to stop sharing the screen because I am going to like to complete the markings.
Okay.
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 Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Okay.
So you want us
Okay.
to stay on?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Anything
Thank
like
you.
tomorrow, I'm going to give you some tomorrow. Tomorrow, maybe I'll take an half an hour extra from you guys because I have to go for a doctor's appointment. So at the end, I'm going to give you the some, kind of review and other things. You guys can do that if it is okay with you guys because I didn't know this one that doctors had been taken out 3 months before. So that time you can do other reviews. Okay, but I will try to be on my phone on the team. I will not going to leave, but I will not going to be probably in my computer. I will be with you guys. Okay, so just review this one. Let me complete the marking. I'm going to stop sharing because I don't like to see anyone's marks. So stop sharing now. But I'm team. I'm going to mark it so you guys can go ahead and do your study. Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So
Thank
everything,
you.
what I teach, what you learn from the video, it correlates with each other, right?
Right.
Okay, so learn it, study it. Is going to be easy for you guys because I know it's very hard for you guys to find another time to do the study. I totally understand. Okay, go ahead.